So real quick, I did post that montage of, myself at Ranger Stop and Pop this year. Now I'm gonna kind of go over what it was like working a convention as a disabled person. Because I don't know, I feel like that's a little important. A little important. So obviously I'm not like confined to a wheelchair or anything, but since I had my stroke 2 years ago, I do have a walker. Um, and my right side is still totally affected, so it's definitely it's tough because I have to navigate life concentrating on just walking, but everyone thinks I'm not disabled. You know what I mean? It's because I don't use my walker everywhere. I try and do as much as I can without my walker. So, yeah. So basically, I didn't bring my walker with me to the convention because I knew like I just really had to get to that one spot I was in, and then I can sit down if I want to. But kind of like the downside of that is that I had to take a lot of time to sit down and stuff, as I usually have to do. The downside of that was just everyone, I feel like a lot of people thought I was lazy. A lot of people around me thought I wasn't like putting much effort in and stuff. And it's just like, it was just really frustrating for me because, I don't want to have to explain to everyone that like I had a stroke. My energy levels are not here anymore. My ability to stand is not here anymore. It's kind of down here, babe. It's kind of down here. It's kind of hard. It's kind of difficult, and this is just a lot for me to do in general because someone who is disabled, technically, it's specifically the type of disability I have, where you have to take a lot of medications and stuff. Like, you're not supposed to be doing something like this that it's gonna stress you out, So it was even amazing that I was there in the first place. My cat's being cute. um but yeah, that was would say the biggest challenge. It wasn't really the not getting around with the walker, because there were elevators and well, no, I used elevators. There were elevators that took me to the area, and I was relatively close to the bathroom, so I do take a water pill, so that helped. um but yeah, it was a little bit frustrating, and I kind of wish that like people would not assume that you're being lazy with certain things and stuff. Like, if I'm not out and just like talking all day and on the outside of my booth like trying to draw people in, it's not because I don't want the sales. Okay, we all had to pay a fee to be there, so obviously I want to make that money back. Common sense would say yes, she kind of wants to make that money back, but I just did not have the energy to do so. It was just really hard. And like that, the Saturday, which was the longest day, was the hardest day for me because like I brought my lunch with me, and I brought my pills with me. I kept them in like a little baggie, so that I could still take everything on time, and I could still be good. I could still, I won't get woozy or anything like that during the day, but that was the hardest day because it was just a lot of people, and it was just very, but I don't know, just a lot more of my energy was kind of used that day. And then I had my brother with me who has autism, so it was really difficult because I had to make sure he understood what he was doing and make sure he was good on going to the bathroom and all that stuff. So yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to work at convention. Plus, with having a stroke, your emotions do come to the forefront. So before I would have just been able to like let something go, um, or just be like whatever, like. But now I'm just like, ugh, like that day, like Saturday was like the worst day because no one really stopped at my booth. I made like a sale or two that day, which was really tough for me. Honestly, the whole 3 day weekend, I'm not gonna lie, was very tough for me. I did not. The only sales I made were other Black people, honestly, because they were excited to see themselves represented in something, which is amazing, which is what I want. Period. But that kind of sucked. None of the white people gave me a chance. That was weird. That was weird. Um, but yeah, I mean, even the people I would like say hello to and stuff would just like be like, what was I talking about? make sure, as being a disabled person, you don't want to have like water and, you know, liquids and stuff just for taking your pills and stuff. You want to make sure you have that amount during the day. Like, properly prepare. Like, I've made a list on my phone because it's very easy to like forget things. Like, one of the things I have now is like, I'm just very forgetful now. Um, so I'll just have to hurry up and write it down on my phone. And I had that list built for like a few days before I was actually leaving. So it just made things a little bit easier. Also, one of the easier things I feel like whenever you're disabled and you're working a convention, take things in like a suitcase. That was so easy, and it was the a last minute thought process for me. So someone else out there has to be not thinking. But yeah, just pack everything very carefully in like a suitcase, and then you could just like roll it, and it helps. It helps. That's one thing I recommend, because putting totes on like a dolly or something like that's it's a little hard. It's a little tough to do. But if you get a suitcase, you're good. You have different compartments so you can put everything. Yeah. um, if you can, regarding my disability, it does affect my right side. It does affect my ability for writing. So definitely, whenever you're feeling good enough to write, sign your stuff beforehand, because it makes it look a little bit cleaner and stuff. It was kind of tough when I had to sign a couple things when I was there, just because my energy levels were kind of like, so my hand was shaking a little bit more, and you know, my signatures did not come out as clean as I wanted to. But what you gonna do? What are we gonna do here? But yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of when it comes to disability. Yeah, just and I did mention earlier how it was by the bathrooms and stuff. Definitely mention whenever you sign up for a convention and they have that special box, whatever, that you want to be put next to a bathroom. Don't put that you want to be next to an exit or an entrance. Put that you want to be near a bathroom, because if you're like myself and you take pills quite often and you have to drink plenty of fluids, water specifically, to function, definitely you want to be near that bathroom. So, and because it's just quicker. It's just quicker to get to it, quicker to get back to your booth. See, what's another thing for someone with a disability that made it a little bit easier for me? I don't know. I would say a ride. But the kind of tough thing about that is that not everyone has access to it. Some people only can drive their cars, or take the bus, you know, other public transportation. If you have access to the mobility thing, I would say use it. I would definitely say use it. Especially because they do like door to door. That's a great tool. If you have it, again, if you have access, definitely use it. I used rides. My mom and my mom's husband actually drove me both or all 3 days, which was actually really nice. So I got to just get jumped off the front. So that was helpful. That was definitely helpful. I don't know. I think that's just really about it. Kind of be cognizant of the amount of energy that you're expelling. Um, you know, see, like, if you can, like, reserve it, like whenever you're at home, do what you need to recharge. You know what I mean? Like, and make sure you bring food. Make sure you bring water. It's not just, this isn't just a backup list. It's the essentials for us. Make sure you bring your pills so that you can stay on schedule. I have like a blood pressure monitor. I didn't bring that with me because it wasn't that long. But if it does go a little bit longer, definitely bring any additional equipment. And yeah, I didn't bring my walker because of how, like, it wasn't that far. But if it were further, I would have definitely needed it. So if you need any walking assistance stuff, I would definitely bring that. And don't be ashamed and embarrassed to take things like the elevator, blah blah. Like, I'm sure people are probably like, oh, why are they taking? Because, babe, my leg don't work. Because my leg don't work. I'm not taking the stairs because my leg don't work. So you know what I mean? People are gonna look at you weird, but try and have some self-confidence about you. Try and maybe have something on deck that, people don't need to know your whole life story. I just started telling people after a while, oh, I have a heart problem. Nobody questions that. Nobody goes into it. Nobody want. That's not necessarily what it is, but I don't feel like explaining. Oh, I had a stroke 2 years ago. Oh, it affected my right side, because people don't take things like strokes very seriously and stuff. And while they should understand, a lot of people don't understand. So I would just recommend saying something else that's gonna get people to stop looking at you, stop talking to you, and just leave you. I used a heart problem thing. Everyone understood that, and everyone got off my back. So, yeah, but it was annoying when they were on my back. It was annoying when they were on my back. So, what are you gonna do?